All right, there we go. All right, video ready.
Awesome. I see there's a lot of people already in chat kicking it off. So we are just getting started. Thanks for everyone for joining in. I can see Velvet Doctor's already typing in. Nick says we want Atlas Dragon. Atlas is
Uh,
between events at Denver. So you might join in 64 members. Yes, it's a pretty strong audience in attendance today. Great to see everyone joining in. Make sure you say hi in chat. Great to see everyone. Just getting set up. So let me just share my screen, make sure that is working.
Uh,
Okay. All right. Is my screen visible? Can everyone see my screen? Yes,
yes,
yes.
sir. Can
yes,
see it. Call clear.
can see it.
Awesome, awesome. So I guess we'll skip the black and yellow intro for today. Since we're already late to the party, that is a bummer because that generally puts me in the mood to get this started. uh yeah, I think da, da, da. All right, so we're good to go. So thanks everyone for joining in. We are live from Dubba HQ, at least all of us except for Karam, who is on the road. It has been an extremely busy week here at Dubba. There's been a lot that we've been working on to get ready for. As you can see behind Shubs, there is a big number on display, which is actually 1,000 off. So we're over 11,000 units sold. Season 2 is closing. We're going to be talking more about that in the call, but thanks for everyone for joining in. As always, this call is recorded. So this call and its details will be on YouTube very soon. This time we're going to make sure it goes up on YouTube very shortly after the call because there's a lot of info
Oh,
that
one
you
sec,
guys.
one sec, one sec. There was a spam link in the chat from Shub's account, so anyone who clicked on it, please do not go forward with that. I saw a lot of emojis over there. That wasn't Shub's putting in that message.
Oof. Yes. The spammers are coming out to play, especially with the network growing and so many people in attendance. It's definitely perked up some ears in the spammer community. So be careful. Right. Cool. So, the recording will go live very soon after this call. We have a lot to get through. So, as always, the process is we have a presentation ready for you guys. We'll be going through a bunch of details, talking about a bunch of great stuff that's happening at Dubba. We have a lot of great announcements coming up to talk about. At the end, we will be going through questions that you guys have asked. So, if you have questions, please type it in the chat. You can access the chat by clicking on the chat icon on the top right of your screen. Open up the chat, talk to us. We will respond to everyone's questions as much as we can within the hour. We try to wrap this up within an hour. That's kind of the time frame that we go for. In case we're not able to get to everyone's questions, we will make sure to answer them on Discord after as well. So we're always here to answer your questions and talk to you. So let's kick it off. The agenda for today. The agenda for today is first, we're going to be talking about season 2 status. Where are we at with season 2? What is exciting happening with season 2 and the path forward for that? Partnerships and sales. So we have a lot of exciting partnerships to announce. A lot of new regions that you guys might have seen. You would have seen a couple, not a couple, but a new channel that's been added to the Discord. And I already see people speaking in that native language on the Discord. I have no idea what they're talking about, but it seems very interesting. Both Rumor and I have been using, Google Translate quite often over the day just to see what people are talking about. But yes, we have some exciting announcements with partnerships for different regions, different other projects that we'll be working with. And then we have some exciting announcements for our TGE roadmap. We're in the end game and we're ready to, get out there. And we're very excited to share these details with you. So let's get on to the first topic. So, season two, where are we at with season two? What is happening with season two? We had a town hall last week. We talked about season two selling out. We talked about, crossing 10,000 units. It has been a long road. I think between season one and season two, we're just over about 11,000 units sold. As you know, we will be closing season two tomorrow. We are super excited about what we have achieved so far. And here's an homage to season two selling out. All right. That music ended way too abruptly. But yes, season two is going to be closing officially in a couple of hours. This has been a long
Yep.
time coming, and we're super excited about it. Karam and Shubs, what are your thoughts on season two selling out?
Can't be more excited to looking up opening up the next season. Yeah, this is a fantastic news and a fantastic effort achieved by the entire team at Daba. And thanks to our community for supporting this initiative. We are very excited. As we have concluded, we have to go forward and deploy these devices. PG roadmap is the up thing that we'll be discussing. But yeah, in short, very excited.
Yeah, this is gonna be amazing. I mean, we thought we'd take at least another month, month and a half to hit this deadline, but we hit it way earlier than expected. This means we're lined up for a strong TGE, which we will talk about in a little bit. Um, this matters a great deal because the more devices that you have on the network, the more token burn that's eventually going to happen, and therefore the better that the token will do. So, crazy excited. Couldn't ask for more.
Yeah, it's been a very exciting time. Just as you saw in the video, we now have hotspot owners from over 57 countries, right? I mean, that places us as a global project. We have people from around the world. I mean, some of these countries kind of, break my mind sometimes. Like, who's in Latvia buying a hotspot for the Dubba network, right? There's so many people from so many regions. Great to see these regions coming together. We're definitely going to see that country number uptick over the coming weeks as we have more announcements. But a big thank you to all of you, to the community, for help making this happen, for being with us from a lot of you from day one. I see a lot of OGs in the chat and in the audience. So it's thanks to you and your support and your feedback that we've come this far and have been able to sell out 10,000 units. As Shub said, there is a lot more work to do. We're excited to get these units deployed. You've already seen the massive amount of progress we've made on that as well. And you're going to see a lot more progress coming to that. So a big pat on the back for everybody, not only on the Dubba team, but from the Dubba community. It is going to be a fun road ahead. Keep in mind that doesn't season two just doesn't end here, right? Season two might have ended, but the hotspots roll out, right? We want to make sure that we're selling more hotspots, that we get more members into the community, and that we are building out connectivity in India. That is the objective, to make sure the masses have connectivity, and this is a great first step to making that happen. Now, there's a couple of things we want to talk about as season two is selling out. Right. So with season two selling out, we have some exciting news about Genesis rewards. And with season two coming to a close, we have an exciting announcement around bonus rewards for season two holders as season two is coming to an end. So Genesis rewards will stop on the 1st of March for both season one and season two. Now, people who participated in season two between May 21st and August 30th, you will be getting a 3K Genesis token reward. And anyone who purchased after September 1st up till the end of up to the closing of our sales which is Feb 28th, you'll be receiving a 20K bonus for your hotspot. So this is a big thank you to everyone who has been involved in the project from day one. Part of this is also getting us TGE ready to make sure that we have everything in place for our actual launch, and we'll be talking more about that a little bit later. So again, a big thank you to everybody. There will be a calculator, updated calculator that we will be sharing. I think we can share that
I already
now
put
in
it
the
in the
chat.
chat. I already
You
put it in
put
the
it
Yeah,
chat.
in.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, there
Rumor
it
has
is.
already put in there, and yeah, just to add, the May 21st, 2024 to August 30th is a 3K bonus in addition to the tokens that you have been receiving, the 100 token per day thing per hotspot. This is going to be a bonus that we have calculated and put together to reward our early backers of the project. And essentially, the idea has been, how can we incentivize people who have supported us early, especially in the season 1 and season 2. That's the core philosophy behind coming this whole updated Genesis reward program.
Yes, I
Yeah,
also
I
see some
think this is
questions
just
in
our
chat.
way of saying thank you. Sorry, I can see the questions coming up in chat, but yeah, this was our way of saying thank
Sorry,
you because, as
one
we
second.
One
mentioned,
second, one second.
oh,
Another
One second.
spam
There is
account. Please
another
do not.
we're
spammer in
getting
chat.
spam on this thing.
Guys, please do not click on those links. We have mods in
Yes.
chat also to control this. But yes, the spammers are out and about today. They are noticing the success of Daba, and they want to get in on it too.
Yeah, exactly. What happens? That's the best proof. When scammers are here, you know you're doing something right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
we'll
note to self, stop using TGE in titles of anything. We got to come up with something else. But yeah,
Okay, sorry, Karan. Yeah.
so no. Well, first off, thank you to Ruma and the rest of the mods keeping an eye on this stuff. It really helps everybody. But yeah, the reasoning behind this was number one, we've been incredibly strict about airdrops and that sort of thing. We haven't done random airdrops and things along those lines. The second thing was we really wanted to thank everybody that helped us hit this target way faster than we ever anticipated. And so we thought that throwing in a nice bonus would be a great way to say thank you. And we quickly put together a little package, and this is what it is. Just to reiterate, as Don mentioned and as Rumor posted a link, please check out rewards.daba.network. We built a nice little calculator that will give you better clarity on what your total reward earnings are. And you can check them out based on the number of hotspots that you purchased and sort of the date that you made your purchase on and which season you belong to. So, yes, thank you once again, everyone. This is our way of showing you some love.
Yes, make sure to
So,
check that out. Just to be on the safe side, for links in chat, we have the scammer again in chat who's sharing a link under Rumor's name. It's okay, the mods got it. Rumor and the mods are taking care of it. But if there are any links shared, make sure it is from Rumor and you will see his
do
name.
not
Go.
see my name. Do not trust anyone. There are links in the official links channel, or the rewards calculator has already been updated over there. Go to our official links for anything that you want to check, whether it's Gatebook, Explorer, rewards calculator, whatever it is. Official links. I'll drop it over here if you want to find it.
Link over here.
I mean, that's official links. That's the actual.
Yes.
So just to summarize, the Genesis reward will continue to be available till end of the day, which is 28th of February 2025, 11:59 UTC. Till then, any purchases made will get 20,000 one-time grant, which will have similar unlock schedule, just like 100 tokens unlock per day starting the TGE, given that you've onboarded your device. So there is no fundamental change in the unlock schedule. It is just that the rewards that we are giving as part of season 2 have been updated in order to support the community. Yeah.
Right. So I think Nick, you've asked this question a bit. So the bonus is on top of your existing rewards, like Shub said. So whatever rewards you have received till date, it is the
20K is not, sorry, Don. I'll just clarify that it's not on top of your existing rewards that you have earned. So the mechanics is season one buyers are not getting any sort of bonus. They have made enough tokens over the last year that they have been receiving. The bonus has been calculated for season two. So the first purchase that was made for season two was 21st of May 2024. So any purchases made between 21st of May 2024 until 30th August 2024 are getting their existing tokens plus a bonus of 3,000 tokens. Any purchases that have been made between 1st of September 2024 till 28th February 2025 are getting topped up to reach a total of 20,000 tokens. For example, you would have made a purchase of a hotspot today on 28th of February. In our old reward structure, you would have just got 100 tokens. Now, to make it up to 20,000 token, Daba Foundation will top it up. The reward will get topped it up to 20,000 in total. So another 19,900 tokens would be given out as a bonus, and you will receive a total of 20,000 tokens, even if the purchase is made today. That is 28th of February 2025. So this is the structure change in the rewards that we are giving out for season two. The
Yeah, and
unlock
part of the
schedule.
reasoning. Sorry, before you get to unlock schedule, Shubs, I wanted to add part of the reasoning apart from a thank you is the reason we have also put this slide in and timed this in this road to TGE town hall that we're doing is we've done some modeling and this sort of helps out in terms of healthy liquidity and that sort of thing during launch. So we think that 20,000 is a good sort of reward per hotspot for early participants. So that's why if you bought it 2, 3 months ago, and let's say your Genesis rewards are only about 10 or 11,000 tokens that you've gotten so far, we'll give you another 9,000 so that you hit 20K tokens in total. And like Shubs mentioned, if you buy it in the tiny window of the next hour or two before the season ends, then you'll still get 20,000 tokens to basically ensure that there's a floor of rewards for all early participants that have helped us grow this quickly. But yeah, just wanted to add that color. Stoops, you were saying about
No,
unlock
absolutely.
schedule.
No, that clarifies. Thank you for that. No, I was just talking about the unlock schedule. Both for season one and season two, the unlock schedule remains the same. I'll just mention it one time for clarity over here. The unlock will start the day TGE of the mainnet happens, and you have onboarded your hotspot. So if you onboard on the first day itself, your first unlock of your Genesis rewards happen on the first day itself. That's the unlock schedule. For season one, it would be 986.3 tokens that gets unlocked on the day one. For season two buyers, unlock would be 100 token. They'll continue to unlock from that point onward in the same proportion till the time you unlock all your entirety of your Genesis reward. So, in short, unlock schedule is not changing. It is just that for season two, based on the purchase date, you are getting additional bonus of tokens. That's all.
Awesome. Yes. So a big thank you to all the supporters of the project. We want to make sure, that everyone is rewarded for their contribution. So yes, make sure to get in your last units before the sale closes in a couple of hours. Sorry, before the season closes in a couple of hours. This is your last chance. And yes, again, like Rumor said, if you want to know more, there will be links in the what's in the official links channel, so you can check it out there. After this call, also Rumor will be posting a synopsis of the entire town hall. We will also be putting out an email covering all of these points along with the recording. And make sure you ask those questions in chat and on Discord. We will make sure to answer them. So moving on, talking about sales and sales moving forward. So we are changing the way we are looking at sales. So moving forward, we will not have seasons anymore. So we had a great first and second season. It's been a lot of fun. But we also see that moving forward, the best way is to have different campaigns. So we will be running our sales through various campaigns. The major campaigns will be through community referrals and partnership campaigns. So you guys would have seen earlier today some announcements from Animoca Brands. They are going to be one of our partners to help expand the Deepen narrative in Japan. We'll be talking a little bit more about that later. We also have WeatherXM. We've been talking about them for a while, and we have more and more partners that we'll be bringing on board. So the majority of our sales will be through these partnerships, through different deals. They will also come with different structures, and we'll make sure that everything is communicated to the community. We will have various microsites and information that will cover all of these deals as and when they go live. So yes, keep a lookout for that. Um, Another important thing
Yeah.
over here is
I'll, yeah, sorry.
Huh. No, both of us are going to jump in to add stuff because this is a conversation that's with. So you're going to see a lot of
I'll go
partnerships
first.
coming out. Ha, you go first. Okay, then I'll come. Huh.
No, I want to talk about what Karam spoke at the Solana event in Singapore, right? So when the whole layer zero concept was presented to the Solana community, a lot of these brands reached out to us, giving their desires to enter the Indian markets, right? So since then, this whole partnership model has evolved where a lot of these projects, which are deepened projects, non-deepened projects, want to come to India and come on board and explore this greenfield market. That last 3 months have given us so much of opportunity to work with these brands wherein everybody wants to work with us and open up these community brands collaborations to be executed. So that has made us decide that we will not have these seasons and have these independent partnerships, community sales, Animoca brand, whether XM, and there are a bunch of other which are lined up, which we'll be announcing very soon, wherein each this allows us to have a reward structure for each of these campaign independent of each other. Their incentives are different depending upon the markets that we are launching those campaigns in, and it gives us the freedom to reach out to a specific community with a specific branding and marketing put together. So that is the core philosophy as far as I see. And yeah, Karam was saying you can jump back in. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you hit the nail on the head. I was literally going to say the same thing. The season structure made it hard for us to be able to tailor rewards and bonuses and additional things with each different project that we're collaborating with. And so it turned out that we needed to stop this season structure and sort of do one offer and campaign at a time. And so that was the reasoning behind this. I think you explained it perfectly.
Yeah, as we close the season two tonight, starting tomorrow, the sales page, if you would check out the sales page, it'll have little modifications where once you click the buy button, you'll be able to see the landing page where you could choose one or all of the campaigns that you want to participate in. You would be able to explore what sort of reward structure they are providing and what sort of, individual pricing is and all of that stuff starting tomorrow, 1st of March.
nice. Yes. So exciting times ahead with these new partnerships. This is also super exciting for us, like Karam and Shubs pointed out, because this means we'll be expanding to new regions, new partners, and really growing the community and sales. Another thing to keep in mind is now moving forward, all of these sales will be inclusive of onboarding fees. So there will be more information on that for each of the campaigns that will be running. But this is also a great thing that will relieve kind of the friction of early buyers as well. So super excited about that. Community referral. So this is what we meant by community, sales from the community. So, and the moment I said that, I actually got a bunch of messages on Telegram on my phone already of people asking me for referral codes, which is pretty funny. But how this will basically work is, apart from the partnership programs, apart from the partnership campaigns, if a new customer wants to buy a hotspot, they will buy it through a referral code from the Dubba community. So this is an added way for the Dubba community members to increase their rewards and what they're getting from the network. So this will follow the same current referral bonus of 6%, and this will also go live 1st of March. So, Karam and Shubs, do you have anything you'd like to add to the community referral program?
No, I think it is very, very important to have this campaign because we want to be rewarding our early backers, and what better can be a way to grow our community within the community. So I think this is very integral for our entire sales approach. And thanks for putting this campaign together, Don and Rumor. You guys have done a great job over there. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Velvet Doctor says inclusive of onboarding fees is very thoughtful. That's good. Yes, I mean this is something that Shubs has also been working very hard towards. To get all the regulations and the system in place to make sure we can make that happen. We have heard you. We have heard the friction that having this separately, and this would make life a lot easier for everyone. And Shubs has worked very hard to make sure that happens. So wins across the board and making the process much better for everyone across the board with rewards going to everyone. So super, super exciting. Next, talking about our first partner. So, as I said earlier, moving forward, sales will happen through partner campaigns and collaboration campaigns. The first in that lot is Animoca Brands Japan. So I know Karam is super stoked to talk about this because he has also worked very closely with Animoca. He's a big fan of Animoca Brands as well. There's so much to talk about in terms of where Japan and Deepin fits in, the problems that Japan itself has faced with Deepins, and the Deepin narrative in Japan. Karam, why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, we're really excited about this partnership. So, just some broad information about Animoca Brands first. They are an early and large Web3 investor that has invested, I think, in close to 500 crypto projects over the last couple of years. Uh, they have a division in Japan that is fundamentally dedicated to bringing new and innovative Web3 content into Japan, or taking IP that is created in Japan and bringing that to the world through crypto narratives. So they got in touch with us because one of the really interesting things about the Japanese market is Deepin, by and large, has a very hard time penetrating the Japanese market because of the regulation that exists over there. So, say for example, you wanted to set up a Wi Fi hotspot that would provide broader connectivity to people in your house in Japan. You have to get a certificate of no objection from the Japanese government just to set that hotspot up because the radio waves are so heavily protected there. So that's why, as a result, when it comes to deepen projects that where you have to buy the hardware and you have to install it yourself, the traction for these sorts of things has been terrible in Japan thus far. So one of the incredibly attractive things about Daba for the Japanese market has been our sort of layer zero model and our hardware as a service model almost, where they buy the hotspot in Japan, but then we deploy it and manage it for them in India. So that seemed like an incredible opportunity for us because, in the same way, when it comes to connectivity, India is an untapped market. When it comes to education about Deepin and broader adoption about Deepin in Japan, this seemed like an excellent opportunity to make that happen. The second thing that historically has made this whole thing incredibly appealing is that I'm not sure how many people in the audience know, but Japan actually has, and the Japanese people have a long history of investing in infrastructure in India. So a lot of our ports, a lot of our steel mills, the biggest car maker in India that controls 40% of the market is Suzuki, right? Japanese brand. So in that way, there's a lot of investment into infrastructure and involvement. So that's something that the culture is very comfortable with, and the industrial community and that sort of thing over there. So we look at this as the first step in a long-term partnership that's going to allow us to access Japan, South Korea, things along those lines. The other thing that having a local partner is incredibly important because in Japan, obviously, a lot of information is disseminated in the local language. And so having somebody that understands the market, and is physically present over there and has thrown a lot of events and already has an existing community, was incredibly important to us. So yeah, we're really excited to partner with Animoca Brands Japan, and we're really excited to onboard as many Japanese people as we can, introduce them to the world of Daba, introduce them to the world of Deepin, and create a win-win situation for everybody.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this also goes back to, over the last year, we were at a bunch of events across Southeast Asia. I remember, Thailand and Singapore. One thing we really noticed, the penetration of Deepin across these, countries were very, very limited. And that's when, like Karam said, we found out a lot about these different hurdles that Deepin's faced over there. And that's what really got us excited that this is kind of the opportunity for us
Oh
as a
yeah,
project
sorry, just to
to,
throw a hurdle in there, since you mentioned the word hurdle, this deal has taken about 4 months to put into place because even before we were allowed to enter the market and create a partnership, we had to find a Japanese law firm, get a legal opinion from there, and then work through the Japanese regulation before we could even arrive at a partnership that made sense. So country's got a great barrier to entry, but we think that now that we've crossed this barrier to entry, we think it's going to have a significant impact. But yeah, sorry for jumping in there, Don. That word hurdle
no, no.
kicked in a lot of PTSD for me over there.
No, I mean, I think that just goes to show that we kind of have a habit now of taking on the hard things and figuring out a way to get it done. Right from, I mean, take anything that we've done from the beginning, whether it's sales or community or partnerships. Yeah, it's super exciting. So, entering into the Japanese market is going to be super exciting. You're going to see a lot of content going out from Animoca brands talking more about us in Japanese. So, keep your translators ready and let me know what everyone's talking about. And yes, we're excited for the weeks to come, especially with Animoca brands. Um, Moving on to the next one, which is Weather XM. So this has been something that we have been talking about for a while. So we have been talking about, layer zero deep in, bringing international deep in projects to India, managed deployment, all of these narratives, and now we are actually seeing it come to life. So the Weather XM deal will go live on March 10th. Over the coming weeks, we will start giving you more information about this. But you will have the final deal details on March 10th. So keep your eyes open for that. This is super exciting. Shubs Karam, what do you think about whether XM finally going live?
Tubes, you're going to have
It's
to take this
a
one. You know all the details of this.
Oh, for sure, for sure. No, I've been waiting to take this one on. Yeah, for sure. So this is a great partnership which will demonstrate that how useful deep in projects when they will come together in new economies, growing economies can solve for real problems, right? India has a large land mass and has almost non-existent weather tracking devices deployed. The government of India has been talking for a long time now that they want to roll out projects to track local, hyper-local data, weather data, but they will do it on their own pace. This partnership, whether XM coming along with DABA, is a great way to demonstrate to the world that when meaningful, useful products are deployed, how it can change the lives of local citizens. So this is one of those first projects that we are bringing to Indian markets, where DABA would be deploying a significant number of devices in the Indian market all across over the DABA network spread all over India, and essentially helping Weather XM grow in India market, and at the same time Dubber community getting rewarded by earning tokens from both the projects. So the details, as Don mentioned, about the entire deal structure, how you can buy this bundle, how you can participate, would be made live on 10th of March 2025. But this is one of those partnerships of many which are lined up, which will demonstrate to the world that decentralization of physical infrastructure is the way forward, and how we can build meaningful products for the audiences of emerging markets. So yeah, very excited about this partnership.
Yes, and we're super excited to to share more of those details very soon. So keep an eye out for March 10th. That's when that partnership will go live. We will have exciting offers and details that we can offer to the community once that goes live. This is an exciting first step of bringing more projects onto the Deepin network, moving into that layer zero Deepin concept, and getting you guys involved in it as well. So yes, that is the upcoming partnerships. Now on to other thing I want to remind everyone is Solana Summit is coming. It is on the 25th of March. That is the date that has been assigned. We are still working out the programming. We have a lot of great projects who will be participating. There's going to be a lot of great talks. There's a startup week, a startup village, the week before the actual event. Make sure to check our announcements channel if you're interested in participating in any of these parts of the event. If you want to be a speaker, if you want to attend, if you want to be a part of the startup village, all the links are there for applications. So make sure you check that out and get involved as soon as you can. It's a limited seated event, so the sooner you apply, the better. Next, the topic that everyone has been waiting for and that we are also excited to talk about is our road to TGE. So, the last couple of months and the last 2 years have been kind of leading up to this. What we've been building has been leading up to this point, as kind of the launch pad for the network to really get the network out there. This is something super super exciting for us. We have a lot of clarity on the direction and the path we want to take for TGE, and we're super excited to get into these details. So, the first thing to talk about is all systems are go. So, we have achieved our initial sales target, which was 10,000. We have overachieved that. And now, with these new partnerships that are coming into play, it looks like we will have many more sales before we actually TGE. So, that is a very healthy thing for the project. Our content pipeline on social engagement is up and running. So I'm sure you guys would have seen this. I think this town hall is testament to that with 84 people in the audience. I remember our first town halls, we would have like 5 or 6 people in the audience. And some of you are here today. So all these things are growing. Rumor has been doing a great job with the community team and the socials team to really build up our content and make sure there's more people engaging with us. You will see a lot more now coming into play. We do have things like our ambassador program, our quest, the version 2 of our quest that you'll start seeing rolled out to really start building up the community and amplifying this as we approach our TGE. The sentiment has been extremely positive. I mean, again, you can see this here on the call with various members of the community across the Deepin ecosystem, with the different projects we've been working with, and even with investors. And our investors, not just in our project, but generally investors. A lot of people have been interested in what we've been doing. We're in a great place for TGE. Now, the next steps is to position ourselves in a good place. So we have the best deals for exchanges and a healthy launch to make sure that market conditions are good and we have a great launch for our token. So before we get into any details, Karam, Shubs, is there anything you want to kind of talk about here about our path to TGE and what's very important?
Yeah, for sure. I want to jump in first with saying, just set expectations. This is the beginning of that road to TGE. We're not announcing the TGE date in this call. I can tell you that right now. Let me explain the broad thinking of how we got here and what we're going to talk about now. So our initial modeling showed that 10,000 hotspots was a good proof point to hit where, we've crossed friends and family and that sort of thing, and it clearly establishes that there is demand for the network and that sort of thing. And we believe that when we hit that 10,000 mark, we could be in a strong position to do the TGE and launch the token and that sort of thing. Now, as we saw in the last couple of weeks, that we were going to hit our sales target way quicker. And as we've been communicating all of these things with market makers, exchanges, and the other sort of parties that are in play, we've seen that the more hotspots that we sell, the stronger our TGE is going to be for a variety of reasons. And so we've decided to take this opportunity to extend these partnerships that we just mentioned so that we sell more hotspots before this thing happens. And there's one real component that's got to be filled out, which is what we're going to talk about, which is mostly about socials and that sort of thing. So I guess we'll get to that in the next couple of slides. But basically, when it comes to the fundamental tokenomics and fundamental base and structure of the project, we are now in an extremely strong position. Now it's about filling out all of those other soft requirements that exchanges and market makers have when it comes to reach and that sort of thing. So to give you, okay, well, we'll get into those details, but yeah, that was the broad thinking. We've hit the fundamentals required. Now it's about the soft targets. And that's all I'm going to say for the moment. Shubs?
No, absolutely. You summed it pretty well. Only thing I would like to add the hard parts, which was the technology getting built, smart contracts getting audited, that has been accomplished. We have been able to get our legal in place. It took the longest time to sort that out because you have to understand it's a new model within the DeepIn itself. Somebody buying from somewhere and that to getting deployed in India, which is a highly regulated market. So getting all those combinations sorted was pretty much very time consuming. There are no precedences. Nobody has done this before. This is getting first time, at least in India. So a lot of those things took a lot of time. Those things are all sorted. And as Karam mentioned, this is the last thing, which is like working with the exchanges. Those things have the kind of frameworks have been defined. The partnerships are taking shape as we speak, and the socials have to be built and make sure we are good to go. Yeah.
Yes, exciting days ahead and more to talk about on TGE. So getting TGE ready, and this is what Karam and Shubs was talking about. Now to start filling in the gaps. Now, to ensure that we have a strong launch, we also need to make sure that you have good partners and we have very, lined out goals in order to make that happen. So one thing is to make sure we have a solid social media following and engagement. So you will see a lot of initiatives, especially over the next month, from different quests, from different partnerships, and even our own ambassador program, which will be announced very, very soon, to start building up our social strengths, right? We really need to start building out those social muscles, make sure that there are more people who know us as a project. That's going to be very, very important. We already see that growth happening on the trajectory we want it to happen, and we're in a good place to make that happen. The next thing is, we need to make sure we have long-term, market making partners. Shubs will talk a little bit more about this in a bit. But this all comes to, making sure that we're in a good place for TGE. Now, having these things together also means that we have the best deals with these exchanges, and we want to make sure that we have coverage across all major regions. That's the kind of objective with these exchanges and the types of exchanges we want to get. So yes, is it a bit of a delay? Sure, but that also means that we're in a better position for TGE. So that means that we have better exchanges, and we're also making sure that we're launching at a good time with good market conditions to make sure that everyone benefits from this launch. So that's the way we're looking at it. We're all engines ahead. As you can see, there has been progress across all of these streams. I'll hand it over to Karam and Shubs to talk a little bit more about this, but this is where the entire team is focused on, for
Yeah.
TGE.
So let me explain some sort of background, and Shubs, feel free to jump in and interrupt me if I'm giving too much behind the scenes knowledge of what's happening. So one of the things that so you have to look at all exchanges have a pipeline of projects that are going to list over a period of time, right? So everyone has a slot in that pipeline because every single project needs to be given a little room to breathe because no exchange wants to launch multiple projects back to back very quickly because they also see it as diluting the interest for their audience. So that's one thing. So first thing to note is we only have X amount of control over these dates. There's only so much we can do. The second thing that took us a little while to learn and understand better was our initial approach when it came to exchanges was, we must have
Hello, did
only
my
the top
internet die?
two. No, you're good.
You're good. We can
Um,
still hear you.
Okay,
We can still see you.
okay.
uh-huh. So, yeah, our initial approach to exchanges was also, we must only have the top first name or the top two names of the exchanges, and those are the only things that are acceptable to us. And then as we started these conversations and we learned more, we realized that that's the wrong way to think about it. Each exchange has a different type of audience and sometimes caters to a different region of the world altogether. And so you actually want exchanges that cover the audiences that you care about, as well as, of course, providing enough depth and liquidity and the opportunity to trade for them. The second thing is there are certain requirements that exchanges have that are holdovers from uh, the last sort of year or two and sort of come more from meme coins and projects that don't really have deepened substance behind them. So, a clear way of explaining this is this, right? Let's say that you're a great project like Daba. You've got strong economic fundamentals. You've got a passionate user base that has purchased your hotspots that are deeply invested in the network, but you only have 10,000 followers on Twitter, right? The exchange is like, hey, you need a lot more in the way of socials because on their checklist of things, their math works out to if you have a large amount of followers on socials, it probably means that a tiny percentage of those people are going to trade on the exchange. And so that's why the exchange has that metric. So you might have a strong base and strong fundamentals, but from their basic checklist that they've put together, you still have to have these other requirements, even though they don't necessarily apply to you. And we spent a lot of time talking to them and that sort of thing. But it boils down to do you want to advance your slot in the queue or not? And so, although we're in a great position to be able to launch and we've got everything that we need, there are certain criteria when it comes to soft things like number of Discord members that you have, number of Twitter followers that you have, things along and amount of engagement that you have that they have to hit their internal forms for their compliance before they can list us. So there's literally nothing that prevents us from listing apart from filling out the holdover checkboxes that they have from a process that they sort of started from a while ago. So that's why we're in this position where we've got everything ready and we've just got this strong focus on building out social media and engagement and that sort of thing. So I just wanted to cover that first point. So, the other thing is we are very interesting to a bunch of exchanges because not only are we sort of bringing hotspot owners into the ecosystem? All of the hotspots that we deploy, because location owners and that sort of thing also get a share of the rewards over time. We're bringing a lot of first time crypto and deepen users to exchanges from India. And that's an incredibly unique thing to them. And they require a little more modeling and, okay, how does the regulation work and that sort of stuff? Because there aren't that many projects currently going to an exchange and saying, yo, we got a lot of users in India who are really excited about this product and we want to bring them to you. So those things also take a little bit of time. But yeah, so I just wanted to cover why these social metrics are so important. And we've now put, I guess Don will cover this better, but now we've got a way more coherent social and engagement strategy. You're going to see a ton of content creation. You're going to see a ton of, yeah, a whole bunch of things, which I guess Don will do a media town hall later, I guess, at some point. But yeah, just wanted to give that background. Shubs, you want to cover the other stuff?
No, I think I'll just add that the number of metrics that any good exchange looks for is how many new users can a project bring to their platform. That is the number one criteria. At least that's what I have learned talking to numerous exchanges in the last couple of months, and I think we fit in the best in that category because by the sheer number of deployments that we have lined up and already deployed, we definitely stand miles ahead than any other project that exists, at least in the deep end space. So, given that exchanges are very bullish on our getting us on their platform, it is just that the last little things are left, which are more from the engagement, the sentiment perspective, the socials that have to be put together. And I think I have absolute confidence on Don and team to hit those numbers pretty soon as we are speaking. Talking about the market makers, we have lined up pretty solid market makers. That is very crucial for our entire strategy around our tokenomics and the TGE itself. Those conversations again require little patience. The kind of legal these guys have, the kind of compliance they need. So those things are now moving forward, and we are on track to complete those things pretty soon. As I mentioned, the technical side of things, smart contract auditing work, those have been completed. And yeah, that is where we are, and the timelines that we have. That is one of the major reason to restructure the reward program for Genesis, and to restructure the reward program. What we have from what we are going to be having from tomorrow is done because we are now ready for TGE. We have absolute clarity on TGE. That is one major reason we have restructured the program. We need certain clarity in terms of what we are giving in rewards so that the models for the tokenomics that are getting built can be more sustainable, predictable, and we can model them out better. That was the one major reason to bring this update in the reward structure. Yeah.
Yes. So a lot's going to be happening over the next, coming weeks to month. I think that's a great idea from Karam having kind of a media and social media and content town hall, just to talk about kind of what's going on behind the scenes as well. But just to kind of add to this also, um, having more followers across different regions is also very good for us as we approach TGE, right? We want more people talking about us in different regions. We want different languages to start being added, so we have kind of this compounding effect of this narrative being pushed, especially as we're getting closer to TGE. So that is very, very important. That's something we're working towards. We already see that building up. The first step is having the Japan market onboarded with Animoca brands. You'll see many more partnerships that will kind of dive into this and expand on this. We are very confident of achieving these goals. Just seeing the growth that we've seen over the last couple of months, and with the plans that we have in mind. So it is full steam ahead, all engines go, and we're super excited for the coming weeks, especially as we lead up to TGE. The next thing, so coming soon, what can you expect to see over the next coming weeks? Some important things that we're going to be calling out. So one thing is you will see a preview of the new Explorer and the onboarding process. That is something that Karam and the dev team have been working really hard at as well and putting together. I think, yeah, so you will be seeing more updates on that as updates to the Explorer. TGE launch partners, so you will see more announcements of our launch partners. So this could be from the marketing side, from various communities. So we will have various announcements for this over the next couple of weeks to share with you as well. We are working on our ambassador program. You will see that being announced. We want to make sure that we get our own community in to help amplify the message across engagement on our socials, as well as creating content. So look out for that. We will be having the version 2 of our quest. So some of you might remember we had quests running on Zeely some time ago. We are reworking that, and you will see a remapped version of quests, and also collaborations with other partners on quests and other projects on quests, which you will see very, very soon in the coming weeks. And the final thing is enterprise partner details. We had too much to cover in this in this town hall, so we didn't want to include it here, but we will have another town hall. We will talk about the enterprise deals, the enterprise site, and get into that a little more in detail. We felt that this was the need of the hour to talk about these details in this town hall. But we will talk about that further. Over the next coming days, you will see updates to the Gitbook, our website, and even Discord, where you'll have all the announcements. Like I said earlier, Rumor will be sharing, a brief of, kind of a minutes of the town hall and break down everything that was discussed here. Yes, so all those changes you will see being added in over the next couple of days for sure. But yes, Shubs, Karam, do you want to get into any of these points and talk about any of these things that are coming up as well?
Yeah, no, I just wanted to highlight something really important on sort of why we call this the TGE Roadmap Town Hall. And I know although everyone is expecting a when token, give me date, um, I really want to highlight how close now we are to it. We have done the technology bit, we have done the tokenomics bit, we have done the regulations bit, we have done the security audits, we have done the sales. The only thing that is remaining on our side is to hit some social and soft targets. And you can be rest assured that we have got a solid engine of social growth that you're going to see the evidence of in the next coming weeks. We hope not to delay TG in any way or shape or form. The moment we hit these targets is the moment we will be able to hold a town hall that has only one slide that says, here's the TGA date, and that's it. The thing that I want you to take away from this town hall is as Don mentioned, all systems go, everything is good. There's just this one tiny last sort of, not even hurdle, but milestone that needs to be hit. And thankfully, I think this is the easiest milestone for us to hit thus far, which is building out the kind of social following that we need. And in the long run, this sort of thing is, of course, incredibly beneficial as well. And I can't talk about the other partnerships that are coming, but you're going to see those partnerships dramatically raise our social profile as well. But yeah, onboarding, preview, and Explorer, yes, we have an entirely revamped Daba Explorer in the backend that we're testing internally. We will hopefully do sneak peeks of this fairly soon. We're sort of sharing it internally and getting the team to test it out because even LCOs use this to track a bunch of things and it has their tools and that sort of thing. So most of that work is done. It's mostly refinement and polish that's happening at the moment. So yeah, just wanted to say PG almost there, tiny one step to be done. Super excited, everything positive, everything good. We are going to stay the course. It's all going to be good.
Yes.
The
Sorry, go ahead.
no, I think summed up very well what all we have achieved. I'll just like to mention while all of this is happening, our team is doing a great job at actually rolling out the hardware on the field, making sure the network is growing, the consumption is growing, and what matters, which the project exists for, is actually getting deployed and more people getting internet access. The one single thing that we started this project is actually happening and the network is growing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely an exciting time. I mean, I know Shubs and Karam have been out this at this, since 2016, right? Building this vision together, building towards, the objective of just making the internet more accessible, to everybody. And to see that coming to fruition with the network in its state right now, coming closer to TGE, it's very important that we check all these boxes off and do a great job of it. I think we're on a great path, just like Shubs and Karam has said. There's just a little bit more to go. We're in that final end game to make sure that we're there and we can get there. But it's good news. It's a good path, and we're also very excited for the days to come. Um, yes. So, as a closing reminder to everyone, there's only a couple of hours left on season 2. So this is your last chance to get that reward bonus. So make sure to jump in on those sales right now. They will be closing. And yes, thanks again, everyone who has participated in season 1 and season 2. We are excited for the road ahead. Moving on to questions. This is the time for members of the community to ask the questions. So I see there have been a lot of questions in chat. People
Can you
have been
start with
asking
this
questions.
one? I just tagged one.
Yeah, one second. So uh let's see. Yeah, go for it. Why don't you call out the question?
Sorry, I was answering someone else. Uh, yeah. So here's a suggestion. Here's my idea. When I log into Wi-Fi's from hotels or coffee shops, it opens up a browser with a message. Then we have to click OK to log in. Are we able to allow advertising to all people that joined Daba Wi-Fi? Someone can purchase something like $100 to $1,000 worth of DBT per hour to advertise their business or service by geolocation for visibility and add more utility to the coin. So basically, they're asking if we can have advertisements on our public Wi-Fi hotspots. Is that something we thought of? Anyone?
Oh yeah, so great question. We've got we're taking a very platform based approach where we want to offer developers to be able to build tools like this, like ad networks and things like that. One of our big focuses on public Wi-Fi and a Wi-Fi mesh network that's accessible to everyone, right? So every single hotspot that we deploy gives out two Wi-Fi signals. One is for the private use of somebody, and the second is public. So not only cafes, but homes and wherever you see the network will have a splash page where there will be space for an advertisement or the ability to buy tokens and things along those lines. So that is definitely on the roadmap. You will definitely see that over the course of the next couple of months. And the other additional thing that's going to be really interesting to watch is the different things that we're going to do with what location owners can do with the rewards that they get. I think you're going to find some innovative uses over there as well. But yeah, great question.
Nice. Yes, guys, if you have questions, I know you've asked a lot of questions in chat. Rumor and the team have been answering those questions as well. But if you feel like you have a question that has not been answered, please ask it in chat. We will make sure to call out these questions. Da, 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 da. Velvet Doctor requested to speak.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just bringing Velvet Doctor up. Oops.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Hello, Velvet Doctor. Good to see you as always.
Good to
Meeting
see
you
you too.
online.
Yeah, it's
How's it going?
awesome to see that 10,000 figure in the background. That's quite exciting actually. And
Nice.
yeah, kudos and a great job by the team. That's fantastic. Seeing the number go from around like hundreds to 10,000, that's huge.
Yes.
And as you were speaking, we had these calls where five people were there and now like 80, close to 100. So that's again all these are like pretty good things that I'm seeing. A lot of exciting stuff, the Animoca brands partnership and things like that. So yeah, kudos, great job from you guys. So, a couple of questions. So, what happens for the people who are buying these dabbas from March 1st? So, will they just buy the hotspot and wait till the TGE for any rewards to kick in, or do they receive any kind of Genesis rewards similar to the people who have bought it in season one and season two? First thing, and second one, can we have like similar live updates for even the deployments that are happening on site? Because right now I'm seeing the sales figure is getting updated daily, but the deployment figure just stays the same. So I'm just thinking if that can also be updated live, that would be fantastic. Just to see the progress happening, right? Yeah, that's the thing. And yeah, I think those are the two questions right now on top of my mind.
Sure, I'll take that. So, first question about the purchases made starting 1st of March. First of all, thank you, Velvet Doctor, for all your support since early days. Yeah. So, starting 1st of March, the campaign that will launch will have its own reward structure that would be specific to that particular campaign. There would be specific Genesis tokens, rather Genesis points that would be associated with the campaign purchase linked to that specific campaign. So to answer your question, starting March 1st, it is not going to be everyday earning of specific thing, but one-time drops that each campaign will carry for every hotspot that you will buy under that campaign. So that would be the structure going forward. The second question about the live updation of the deployment. So we have been taking this approach of onboarding a new LCO, testing out the network, scaling their deployment, and batch uploading them onto our platform. So that is the reason you will see quite often, there is a delay between there is no real time update. But going forward, Karam has plans around it, how we integrate that system comes online as soon as a new deployment goes up. That would increment our deployment count in real time. So that whole mechanism has been designed, and so you would see that happening, but it is at least a couple of months away before you would see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think to explain that sort of logic behind it, to give you a sense of how it feels from the LCO's perspective, and that's why you're going to see these sort of spiked releases rather than a gradual, hey, today 20 units were deployed, tomorrow 100 units were deployed, is what happens is, and when we integrate an LCO into our backend infrastructure, usually what they do is on a test net, they serve about 100 customers on our infrastructure for a couple of weeks just to make sure everything is okay, because we also provide them internal back-end tools for billing and that sort of thing. So they're not just testing that is their internet working, and is it connected to the Daba system. It's also their operations team, their sales team, their customer care team, their billing team that is being onboarded in the back-end tools that you don't see. And what happens is, after the LCO has run these 100 or so connections and has the rest of their team onboarded, they want to bring their existing network onto Daba, I mean, their existing customers onto Daba as well as a brownfield, plus the new deployments that they're going to do. So you're going to see the situation that when the next LCO comes on board, which will be, you'll see it in the next couple of weeks because we have a bunch of them on testnet at the moment, you'll suddenly see a spike of 1,000 connections and then an incremental growth every week, 2 weeks with as they deploy new things. So we're trying to work out a system where we can gradually sort of introduce these in, but it feels like we're just artificially adding in hotspots to show a nice growth curve rather than the reality of how deployments actually happen in the field and how we onboard new LCOs. So it's not the best system right now. You're going to see spikes in growth, but yes, we'll work out a thing where it. I understand that your point is you can't see live deployments and you can't see a nice historical growth of how the network has grown and how deployments have happened. Yeah, we'll build better tools to do that. It's just a little spiky at the moment and will be so for the next, say, 1, 2, maybe 3 months. And then we should have a better system in place for that. The reason we put in the sales numbers that you can see is so that people would have something that they could measure progress while these spikiness happens. But just so you know, that's a temporary thing. It will change to deployments. Thank you for asking that question.
Thank you. Yeah, the reason why I asked that was because, like, our goal is to basically, whenever somebody is buying, like, let's say 10 hotspots, and we wanted, like, you guys wanted it to deploy within, like, a few hours or 1 or 2 days, right? So that's why, like, if that system has to happen, then obviously you need to have that kind of, liveliness for that, is what my
Oh, when we
thinking was
demo our
behind it.
new Yeah, when we demo our new Explorer and the onboarding process, and I think you're going to be happy with how we set that up. Yeah, my apologies.
Yes,
Great
that's what I was
question. You
talking
will
about.
see this Yeah.
Has Yeah, I was talking about Karam has figured out that flow, and you will very soon see that almost real time experience where the supply and demand are in match. You have the hotspots available, you buy immediately, you are redirected to the deployment flow. Yeah, very soon you will have that experience. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Good to know. Yeah, thank you so much. It's been a long time, including me, a lot of people were waiting for TGE. So, genuine request not to make us wait too much more longer. Please do not shift it to Q3 again. Hopefully, it'll happen in the first half of Q2 is what I'm, hoping for. And yeah, all the best for all the efforts. And yeah, let's see. The number goes up to 100K pretty soon. Thanks,
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Doctor. Always a pleasure having you up here. Yes, we are super excited for, the weeks to come with the updates that Karam and Shub, just talked about, and with the TG coming in. So thanks for joining in. Always a pleasure having you up. I'm just going to move you down. All right. Yes. People, any other questions? I think we'll be answering questions for another minute if there's any other new questions. Otherwise, I think we
Yeah, and
are
I think at
way
some
beyond
point
the
we'll
hour.
also put out a nice little graph or infographic that explains this reward structure as well. Apart from just to remind everyone again, if you have any confusion, please go to rewards.daba.network, try out the calculator. If you still have questions, let us know. We will update the calculator with a better explanation so that this becomes clearer.
Yes. Ironbridge has a great question. What can the 80 people on this call do to help with social boosting? Yes.
John is going to have a dedicated call. Go for yeah.
Yes, I mean that's a great idea. We will have a dedicated call, especially with the new kind of systems coming online, probably in a week or two, to definitely talk about this. But the 80 people on this call, talk about us more. Share your thoughts on Twitter. Tell your friends, tell your family, and get the word out there. The more people who are talking about us, the better. Especially in terms of social following. We will be having quests to kind of to reward you for your contribution as well on social. So you will see all of these things coming out very, very soon. Yeah, I think with that, we'll be wrapping up the call. As always, can we get a community marketing channel, share ideas, templates, etc.? Yeah, for sure. Like I said, we're gonna have an ambassador program. We will have the quest. So all of these things you will see very, very soon. I can already see the gears working for members in the community, and that's what we like to see. That also excites us as well. So stay tuned. There's gonna be a lot of exciting things happening on that front. Yes, so as always, this call is recorded, so you can catch the details on YouTube. We are working fast to get this out as soon as possible with an emailer. And like I said, Rumor's also going to put a minutes of this call as well on the announcements very, very soon. Exciting times ahead. Thank you all again for joining in, for your participation and support in the network. There's still a long road ahead, a very exciting road ahead. But with your support, we know that we're going to kill it over the next couple of weeks. So before we close out, Shubs, Karam, any closing remarks? What do you have to say for the guys?
Really excited, almost at the milestone. If you know anybody who would be interested in Daba, please spread the word. Get them to follow us on our socials and to join our Discord. That's the only thing remaining. That's the only task at hand. And then TG, here we go.
Yes. Awesome. Again, thank you guys all so much. If you have added questions, if you feel we didn't answer your question, please drop it into, the chat. Sorry, Shubs, were you about to say something? I didn't mean to cut you off.
Absolutely no. No, I was just saying, very excited. Thank you for the support to the community, and we are very close to the crossing line. Yeah.
Nice, nice. Again, thank you guys so much. Make sure to drop your comments in Discord if you have other questions. We will see you in the next town hall. We will have updates soon for new partnerships, new town halls, new spaces. Catch us everywhere. Rumor also gave a little screenshot. Take a screenshot of your rewards and share it on socials. Let the people know that you are a part of the community and you're earning with the community. So, yes, we would love to see that on socials as well. Let people know. Thank you all so much. We'll see you in the next one. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Stay safe, stay happy, and we will catch you soon.